Hey there, Tom here from Fibonacci-Traders.com, your weekly market recap. Kopangan edition. Like, subscribe, and stay with me for the rest of the video. So we can say that SPY, Qs, and all the rest of the gang, we went through pretty nice this week. Bulls hang on. Bulls are still in control. Now they're 595. Another new all-time high with all the noise that surrounded us during this week. New all-time highs. Next is the 420. Now the 476, 480 on the weekly needs to hold. Overall, we have a very nice uptrend channel. We're above, way above the yellow zone, above the green line, so we are safe for now. Bulls are in control. QQQ, same thing, with all the noise, with all the drama from AMD, from Apple. Qs, new all-time highs. 429 now. Next is the 455. And as long as we're above the 411, we're good to go long. Dow Jones, 0.3% to the upside this week. Uptrend channel, way above the danger zone, the yellow zone. Uptrend channel, above the green line. New all-time highs all across the board. 388 now needs to break up. And then we will see on the Dow, 405, 373 is the support that needs to hold. IWM continues to show relative weakness. Another week, another doji, 4 weeks in a row. Indecision on the IWM, 188. This yellow zone needs to hold. Otherwise, we will see 178. Long continuation on the IWM. In my opinion, only above the 205. Bitcoin on the weekly, something needs to give. If bulls will give up and this yellow zone will break to the downside, we will see 36,900 and then 34 to the downside. If bulls will take control, if bulls will gain power once again, we will see 48,800 to the upside. Above it, in my opinion, 63. But for now, as we can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 consecutive weeks of just sideways move on the Bitcoin. If you're trying to trade the Bitcoin in this price section, in my opinion, you are doomed. Same goes for Ethereum. Several weeks struggling to hold above the yellow zone. We all know that the yellow zone is the most important zone of support and resistance for price action. It held as a very tough resistance since May of 22 until it broke to the upside, November 23. Now holding a support. Let's see which side will give up, bulls or bears. KRE, one of the worst weeks I remember from this ETF. 7.2% to the downside, but on the good side, always look on both sides. The good side, yellow zone is still holding. Another weekly close inside this yellow zone, and we will see the 44. Below 44, ladies and gentlemen, we have a double top scenario over here, and then we will see 41 to the downside. Crude oil still inside a weekly downtrend, and as you can see, nothing much. Previous week, last week of January, tried, but last week, engulfing candle, took the high of previous week, took the low of previous week. Now, 67 looks inevitable. Below 67, ladies and gentlemen, we are back to the 60. Overall, look left, where price came from, where price might be heading next. This is why we have the FTI version 5. Helps us to understand where price might be heading next. NG1 holding the 2. The 2 area is a very important area of support. Below it, 160. SOXX, 2 consecutive weekly dojis, which means indecision in the market for the SOXX, which means if market cannot decide what he wants to do, we surely cannot do it. We need to sit on our hands and wait with great patience to look and follow price. Long continuation above the 627. Now, as you can see, this green line is holding, the 582 area is holding. Then we have the 553, the yellow zone. But as long as we are above the yellow zone, and it doesn't matter what you want to trade, ETFs, cryptos, Forex, stocks, anything you want to trade, anything on any time frame, the FTI version 5 will help you to get better choices, better decisions, and better risk management. XLE, struggling with the yellow zone, and as long as we are below the yellow zone on the weekly, this is why you also below the sell pressure, the sell signal. So if you're looking to go long on XLE, nothing much, only above 88. And the weekly, Apple, overall 3.4% to the downside. On the weekly, we have a massive double top scenario on the weekly on Apple. We are still not out of the woods. This area, as you can see, this yellow area, this yellow zone, support and resistance. Once price is inside this area, this is a no trading zone. Breaking below the 178, we will see 165. Below it, we might even see 156 to the downside. So be prepared for any scenario. For now, overall, as you can see, Apple basically moving sideways in the past 5 weeks or so. No gaps to the upside. Let's see Apple on the daily. Where are the gaps on the daily for Apple? As you can see also on the daily, we have a massive double top scenario towards the 165. This area, the 180, must hold. Bulls must hold the 180 on the daily, otherwise 165 incoming. Meta. What can we say about Meta that no one said before? Meta with a weekly of 20% to the upside. The daily, sorry, the weekly, same, 20.5, almost 21, and 21, ladies and gentlemen, is a Fibonacci number. Now long above 485, then 613. I get a lot of questions. Why traders do not trade earnings? We missed this 20% on Meta. Why traders do not trade earnings? Because the same scenario that Meta went up 20%, if you look at both sides, you know that the same scenario can be minus 20%, and this is why traders, we do not trade earnings. Microsoft on the weekly looking pretty good. 3 consecutive dojis to the upside, which means bears are trying, but bulls are hanging on very, very strong. 392 now on the weekly is the support, above 415, and we will see 480 to the upside. AMD overall closed the week basically on the zero. As you can see, 2 consecutive dojis. Still, careful is needed on the AMD, is same as all of the SOXX, as the SMH, all the semiconductors, ETFs, semiconductors sector. Patience. That sector gave us a massive bull run. So now, some kind of a cool off, relaxation. Shopify basically doing nothing. Long continuation above the 84 towards 94 and then 107. Below 75, we will retest the yellow zone. The yellow zone was a very, as you can see, tough resistance. Broke to the upside. Now, below the 74, this yellow zone needs to hold as support. Tesla, short until proven otherwise. Close the week with a doji indecision after a massive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Fibonacci number consecutive red wicks, bearish wicks. Now finally some kind of a halt. in the downtrend, but we are still not out of the woods. Tesla looks pretty nasty, needs to hold the 180, otherwise 153, and we have the 146 gap on the daily. It needs to get filled. In my opinion, this gap at the 146 must get filled before the next leg up. Until then, we will continue to see downtrend or even sideways move between the 180 and the 200 on Tesla. Nvidia on the weekly, another 8.4%, 8 Fibonacci number. Ladies and gentlemen, everywhere you look, you see Fibonacci, you see Fibonacci numbers, you see Fibonacci support and resistance to the future, you see Fibonacci trend lines. Everywhere around you, you see Fibonacci. This is why I follow Fibonacci. I follow trend lines based on Fibonacci. This is why I developed the FTI version 5, because no other tool, with all due respect to all these technical indicators, technical tools, they are all lagging. If all these tools are lagging, all the strategies based on these tools are purely lagging. As traders, what are we looking for? We are looking for signs, we are looking for signals, we are looking for a tool, a map to show us where price might be heading next with the proper risk management. And this is why we have the FTI version 5. Look at this FTI as the FSD of technical analysis. It gives you everything you want to do, everything you need to see. This is without the FTI. This is Google without the FTI. Now imagine you need to look left, you need to find support, resistance, draw trend lines, where maybe we draw trend lines or support resistance not good enough, or we don't even know how to do it. This is why we have the FTI. One click away and you have all the support, all the resistance, and the roadmap, these trend lines that shows you the trend into the future. And as long as Google is above this yellow zone, above a green line, we are above a buy signal, we are still inside an uptrend channel, which means Google, till proven otherwise, we are heading north. Netflix, last but not least, after previous week's massive 18% to the upside, this week, super tight price action inside doji, which means bulls took off. Bulls went on vacation this week. Now, 529, sorry, needs to hold. Below it, we will go and retest this yellow zone. Look at this. This yellow zone works on everything, and the FTI works on everything you want to trade, on any time frame that you want to trade. And it's automation, purely 100% automation. It calculates itself on each and every candle, on each and every time frame. It calculates itself, the Fibonacci, the trend lines, the risk management, the buy-sell signal. So if you want, I will post a link in the first comment so you can gain access to this amazing, the future of technical analysis, the FTI version 5. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit the notification bell, because more videos coming on this lovely weekend from Kopangan. Until the next video, stay safe.